Hey, we're trying a new one here tonight. Got Chris Stapleton Traveler bourbon.
Traveler bourbon.
I believe it's made by the Buffalo Trace Distillery. It's quite they've done quite the marketing piece on it, and just took my first taste of it, and I'll tell you what, it's not too bad. Tell me what you think. Maybe a little hot. And I got some water over here if you need it.
I poured a little bit. So it's 45%. Traveler, it's a blended whiskey.
Oh yeah.
It says, good whiskey is like a good song. It requires no explanation. One taste should tell you everything you need to know. No one has to tell you how to feel about it. You simply just settle in and enjoy it. For its first-of-a-kind collaboration from Buffalo Trace Distillery, Traveler brings together the collective artistry of Chris Stapleton and master distiller Harlan Wheatley. Blend number 40 is the carefully curated result of countless hours of testing and tasting. It's a completely unique combination of whiskeys from award-winning distilleries and exactly what you'd expect. A premium whiskey that speaks for itself. And it looks like it was proudly blended and bottled by Buffalo Trace Distillery, Frankfort, Kentucky.
Yeah.
And it is made by Chris Stapleton, the musician. He's a co-founder with Harlan Wheatley.
There you go.
Well, I'm gonna try it neat.
It's a cool looking bottle, isn't it?
We'll take a little swig.
Yeah.
They said try it neat, you know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
A little hot.
Yeah, a little hot.
A little hot, yeah.
Yeah, I did my first little pour there same way and decided I needed a little bit of water in that, gentlemen.
Yeah, a little hot. You know, I don't mind a good hot one.
I don't either. I mean, it's not bad by any means.
Here, take it back. You'll need it for I will. Boy, I like these swivels.
I mean, they're not.
That's smooth as butter.
Yeah, hey, you guys peep these new arms here.
Yeah, we got new arms tonight.
Yeah, they're looking pretty good.
So, hey, I sent you that text. We've moved the night that we shoot, so we've got an off way. So it's just me and you.
Yeah.
So I told you, did you see the reel that I sent you?
Which one?
It's the one from Pearl Jam.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, did you see how they were on the Stern Show?
Yes.
Great interview.
Uh-huh.
I haven't got a chance to finish it, but I did get to the part where they started as a Kiss cover band.
I saw that.
I mean, think about that. So and I don't know if you listened to that, but their parents made their costumes.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know who was who or whatever. Eddie Vedder wasn't in it at that time.
No, it was pre him.
Yeah, and then so then that's how it started. But I mean, I was just we were all the time talking about our kids, but I was just thinking to myself, like, at what point as a parent do you at what point do you keep it? Do you jump in the music business with your kid?
Well, I don't know. That's got to be a tough one. You can answer that better than me, but it's a huge commitment.
I didn't play when I was a kid.
Right. I mean, it's a huge commitment.
Well, I mean, look at what it did for them. I mean, I definitely think you need to let them do that.
Oh, sure. I mean, you never know how good they're going to be or what's going to take off. I mean,
Yeah. And all those guys, man, like, you just wonder how you stay. Now, music I could see you playing, especially like if you're one of those bands that were hot like for 10 years and then you really, not that they're not hot, but they really weren't doing much.
Right.
So then I bet when they come back to do it, they just
hungry.
Man, how do you think Pearl Jam's, what do you think their average day was like?
Boy, I don't know, man. I'd say it was a haze.
I do too.
I mean, those dudes partied hard.
Was that just that whole 90s
It seemed
grunge?
like that whole grunge group. And maybe it was maybe that was just a visualization that I had. Maybe they didn't party that hard, but dude,
most of them's dead.
Yeah. I mean, they went so hard, a lot of them died. I mean, a lot of heroin use, a lot of, but my God, they made some music there for a while. Those bands.
Look at like Axl Rose.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that dude was iconic. I mean,
he's Mick Jagger, right?
Oh, yeah. For a minute. I mean,
But then he lost it.
Yeah.
And now he's not.
No, I mean, I imagine, he's still alive, isn't he? Mm-hmm. I mean, I imagine they still play occasionally.
Oh, they do. Have you watched it?
No, I've not seen it.
Boy.
Pretty bad. It'd be hard to replicate that.
Yeah. What's the other guy? The Motley Crue guy that's always on the thing.
Vince Neil.
Yeah, he still rocks.
Yeah.
Then you've got Brett Poison. Yeah,
Brett Michaels. Yeah. Yeah, because some of those dudes were like hair bands. I don't know, man. Maybe
does he just love eyeliner and
I just
bandanas?
don't know, dude. I don't know, man. I mean, those dudes. That was just a different era. Like you went right from those hair bands right into the grunge Seattle scene. You know, with Pearl Jam, Nirvana.
Who started the hair bands?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, I
Blue
think
Oyster
like,
Cult?
well, you had like the Rolling Stones. It was kind of an adaptation. You started, the music got a little bit harder. Then you had like your AC/DCs.
Yeah,
I think like you look at like Led Zeppelin, the Stones, stuff like that kind of led to right on into like AC/DC.
So 60s you would have had, true like early 60s you'd had bebop, like,
sure,
bubblegum music.
Yeah.
Then the late 60s you start dipping into CCR, Marshall
Beatles.
Tucker Band, Beatles hit in mid 60s. Beatles brought rock and roll.
Oh hell yeah, they did.
And then you had the Rolling Stones, and then you got into like your 70s,
which psychedelics a little bit, like your
mid 70s.
Yeah, Led Zeppelin and
I always looked at like 75, 77. Those would have been like your psychedelic kind of.
Yeah. Jimi Hendrix.
The Doors.
Yeah.
No, well, the Doors would have been early 70s.
60s, or late 60s, 70s.
What was that? Boston.
Oh, yeah. REO Speedwagon.
Yep. And then that kind of led into the hair bands.
Yeah.
And then the hair bands kind of rocked it until about 94, 93.
Yeah, and then that Seattle scene took off.
Yeah.
Grunge scene.
Blind Melon.
Yeah, that was
Nirvana.
Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains,
Stone Temple Pilots.
Yeah,
I would call Stone Temple Pilots rock. I wouldn't call.
Well,
them grunge.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I mean, they all kind of came out in that same. There was a lot. I mean, it was kind of a crossover period where it was kind of grungy, but a lot of it was still kind of hard rock.
Yeah.
Like you had like Rage Against the Machine and stuff like that.
That was late 90s.
Yeah.
They came out in probably 95 or 96. Yeah, that music, though, I'm going back and listening to a lot of it now and like what they said about Pearl Jam. And I would kind of say this about a lot of the music from back then. And I don't know music at all, like music theory stuff.
Yeah.
But they were talking like the song Even Flow.
Yeah.
I guess that thing took like a ton of takes.
Okay.
And they said their biggest problem was because the chorus was a different timing than the song. It's a different, and they had a hard time.
Was that kind of a new way of
you didn't see that
things?
back in. I call it four on the floor, but like, a lot of your like 80s rock stuff and like, your especially your 70s stuff was just hammered down four on the floor, just dun 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 dun. Not that was hammered down, but that's still it's just 4/4 time.
Yeah.
And those guys. Now I'm speaking way out of turn on that. I don't know how it's some music teachers.
But that's just but that's the impression.
Yeah. And it was very standard style music. And then that 80s grunge come out, and man, they started hitting all these like super weird chords and like power chords, and they the distortion pedal really, like, it was big in the 80s hair band, but this was more like noisy music.
Brought a different sound. I mean, that grungy sound was new.
That's whenever they started, they got some of those guys that got away from playing like traditional guitars, and they would just rip apart a jazz master.
Yeah.
And
at the end of the show, just tear up all their shit.
Yeah. Like they
beat it over the floor.
Yeah. Bart was like that. Bart always said, like when we talked about it on the show, but he always said, like, if you'd go play music with him and he'd say, hey, you got a guitar? And you'd say, yeah, what do you want me to bring? He'd say, bring me the shittiest one you got.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, that grunge was that.
Yeah.
Like, give me the shittiest sound that you can give me.
Yeah. And that's what they were working with.
Yeah.
I mean, and it was. And then, like, it had its own genre kind of spin off is when MTV started doing unplugged shows with all those bands, and then that was a new sound.
Yeah.
They kind of were doing this acoustic stuff.
People loved it.
And it brought that new, like, age grunge ballot to the
Well, it showed you that they were really talented.
Yeah. I mean, it was like, wow, man, that sounds different.
Yeah.
But the same.
Yeah.
And I mean, I remember loving those Unplugged series, man.
That Nirvana Unplugged was it'll probably go down as the most watched ever.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah. Well, you think that was like a spinoff of like Austin City Limits?
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It was a great idea by MTV at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what MTV is now. I mean, now they're just like little shows and stuff.
Are
like,
they?
Catfish and stuff like that. There's no videos or.
Yeah, the Real World kind of, whenever they started that Real World series.
Yeah.
In the MTV spring breaks, I can remember just being glued to the television watching MTV spring break.
Yeah, dude. Oh, my God. I mean, those shows, when they first started, like, what's the one where they road tripped? They had that one, and then they had
Road Rules.
Real World, Road Rule. I mean, man, I never missed that stuff.
No, I was addicted.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't get like into the Jersey Shore.
I didn't either. That was a little beyond my time, man.
Yeah, that was about the time I cut it off, but man, that Real World, those first few seasons, remember Pedro?
Yeah, never missed it.
Yeah.
Dude.
Those guys would have been about your age, bro.
Oh, yeah. That all started like when I was in college, man. And right out.
Did you ever try to get on it?
No.
Did you know anybody that did?
No, I didn't. I didn't know anybody that did. And hey, guys, while we're paying the bills, let's talk about one of our oldest sponsors that's been with us since the beginning. Geiger Brothers. Geiger Brothers is headquartered in Jackson, Ohio, with offices in Columbus, Ohio, and Knoxville, Tennessee. We provide construction services in Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Tennessee. A veteran and dynamic staff of talented people, symbolic of our 100-year history of success, gives Geiger Brothers a distinct advantage. Leveraging that experience for our customers allows us the ability to provide consistent and superior performance for their construction, engineering, and fabrication needs. And hey, we've had several of these guys on our shows. Scott Massey, Kyle Hickey, Shay Meredith, just to name a few. Go back, look through some of the old episodes and get to know them. It's a great group of people that have been with us for a long time, and we certainly appreciate them. So enjoy tonight's show, courtesy of Geiger Brothers here in Jackson. It wasn't something probably that was that incredibly difficult. I mean, you just had to apply.
The difficult back then would have been having the tech that you could have sent them the stuff.
Absolutely.
Because they were looking for videos.
Yeah. And you got some guy just sitting there with a video camera filming you, man.
Actually, a video camera.
Yeah.
Like this.
Just filming you. But I don't know, man. Those shows were good, man.
A lot of people say they ruined the television.
Well, maybe. I don't know. I thought it was pretty good at the time. I mean, and maybe they did, but like, man, reality TV is just, I mean, it's huge now. I mean,
and you wonder how much of it now. I think that was real.
Yeah, now I think you get a lot of stuff.
You get a lot of edits.
Staged.
Yeah. They might not be acting.
Right.
But the show's edited.
Yeah, they're going, they know where they're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never did bite on the Road Rules. Isn't that where Theo Vaughn came from?
I think so, yeah.
I remember Theo Vaughn. And,
Road Rules, they would get in this RV and travel all over the place.
And have to live in that thing.
Yeah.
And wouldn't they like to have to do work?
Do little challenges and do different, like work different jobs to make some money and stuff, yeah.
Did you ever get into like those Naked and Afraids and all them?
No, I can watch that. I'll do a deep dive occasionally if I'm in a hotel, having trouble sleeping or something when I'm traveling, and I'll get on, what is that on, like Nat Geo or something like that, and Naked. I'll watch 3 or 4 of those. I mean, I don't know why anybody would want to do that. It looks miserable
for $1 million.
Well, yeah, but man, so many of them just don't make it.
Yeah, I got it mesmerized in that Eddie Vedder and Pearl Jam thing. I was a huge Eddie Vedder guy and Pearl Jam guy from like 94 on, and then I got into country, but like my adolescent years, like 13 through 17, 18, I was huge into Pearl Jam. Can't even really tell you that I even knew what they were singing about.
Right. I just liked it.
Now, coming back now and watching these guys at 50 years old, I kind of wish I hadn't in a way, because now I listen to those songs, I'm like, yeah, they're okay. Now some of those songs are iconic and they're just great.
They're outstanding. I sometimes enjoy going back and listening to that music now I haven't heard it in a long time.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, that Blues Traveler hooked me going down the road the other day.
Man, I'll tell you, that's great.
Man, that guy, probably the most, in my opinion, one of the most underrated bands ever.
Oh, I mean, would you say they're underrated? I mean, they didn't have a lot of longevity, I guess.
Yeah, they had like one or two albums that were fairly decent. But I mean, they're playing places like the Paramount, the Bluestone.
Yeah, now
And I don't know that they ever played much bigger.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm sure they played like Lollapalooza.
They played some festivals.
Yeah.
I saw them play at the same festival. I can't remember if it was Lollapalooza or what, as Pearl Jam.
Oh wow!
They were one of the openers that day, and
just brought it.
It was just great. Yeah.
Does that even go on anymore? Like, I watched that country rock. Like, I saw pictures of people on Facebook at that country rock thing.
Yeah.
And everybody was just sitting in lawn chairs, and like
there
really wasn't that many people there.
Yeah, we went to that Bourbon and Beyond festival last year that had the Black Keys and Black Crows. I mean, it was in Louisville, and it was good, but people were pretty chill. It was an older crowd.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't feel like that bunch that like was partying hard like we were is still there. Like,
I don't know. It might depend on the show.
Maybe.
But the ones I'm going to, I would agree.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I guess we're not going to Drake shows then.
No. I got no interest, but now my wife will hit that up hard. But she'll go to a hip hop show.
Is she?
Yeah, she'll go to a hip hop show or.
I seen a picture of her on Facebook today.
What for?
Jessica shared it.
Oh, what was it? An old one?
Oh, yeah, my girl's picture. Or whatever.
Oh my goodness, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I hit the like button on it. I think.
Yeah. I didn't see it.
You didn't see it?
No.
There's something else that was right on the tip of my tongue too. I was going to ask you about. I can't. Oh, the studio.
Yeah,
we was going to talk about the studio.
Well, yeah.
So we got some news, Chubbies. Okay, we've brought in another show, as you can see behind us.
Yes.
We've got our boy Kyle Fannin. He has a show called Rusty Roots.
Yes.
And he is
farming
and ag, land development, just basically all things land.
Yeah.
So he's probably 2 or 3 episodes in, 4 or 5 maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll look forward to launching that. You guys, I think you guys will enjoy it, particularly you guys that are into agriculture and any kind of livestock or farming. You're going to be, you're going to want to check that out.
Well, I think anything that you can learn about where you eat, or what you're eating,
it's interesting. That's just like the pod we had with him, man. That's interesting. Just imagine that being a little bit deeper dive every week.
Yeah.
So,
but he's keeping them at a half hour.
Yep.
So we're going to actually probably have some studio space that we're renting out if anybody wants to do a pod.
Yeah. Hey, man, if you've got an idea for a pod,
you want to do it,
come pitch it to us. We can hook you up. We got all the equipment.
Yeah, we got new equipment.
Yeah, new equipment. Look at this. Look at this shit. It's nice, man.
But I took a deep dive there into the Eddie Vedder and Howard Stern.
Well, no, I haven't listened to that gentleman for a long time, but there was a time, Pudge, when that dude was as big as it gets.
He owned it.
Yeah, he did, man.
He owned it.
I mean, he was the man.
Do you know him and Rogan don't get along?
Really?
Yeah.
Too much alike or what?
They used to be friends, and something happened. I don't know, but yeah, they've talked about it on each other's show.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you been listening to much Rogan?
Yeah, off and on. I mean, every day.
Every day.
Yeah. I mean, some I like better than others.
I'm getting a little bit. It's getting a little bland.
Yeah. Yeah. He's had a couple of dudes on that are somewhat interesting. They're talking about like the pyramids and some ancient civilizations and. Interesting, but yet a little edgy, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I listened to the one with the pyramids and how they thought with the horizontal and the spiral drills and the granite and all that stuff. Did you catch the main message? Was they think that we've done all this before?
Yes. Yeah. Rogan has always claimed that. And
what do you think?
I don't know. That's a lot. I mean, I think it's hard to refute some of the evidence. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's like, it's well above my pay grade, dude. I don't know. Like,
do you think that like, not America, but like, do you think this global, economy or global, whatever you want to say, life on planet Earth. I mean, could this have all been done before and maybe been done thousands of times?
Why not? I mean, that's the thing. Like, I think if you can dip your toe into those philosophical challenges and questions, and I think you could go any way on it. Like,
probably crazy.
Yeah. Because I think that there is some solid evidence that maybe, certain technologies existed, and who knows, man? I mean, is it any crazier to believe that it's happened 1,000 times or one time before, or why not? I guess would be what I would say.
I listened to something the other day, and this blew my mind, and this, I guess, put it in perspective. Maybe I've talked about this on the pod. They said that there's more stars in the atmosphere than what there is grains of sand in the desert.
Holy shit. Wow. I mean, you wouldn't think so. But think how big it is.
Yeah, what is the atmosphere?
My goodness. Space.
There could be another Chad and Pudge in a whole other atmosphere somewhere we don't even know.
Probably is sitting there right now doing a pod, drinking whiskey.
Dude.
Probably. That's the kind of stuff, you need to get on about 2 or 3 gummies and just sit. Sit and just wonder a bit.
Just take you 2 or 3 gummies.
Yeah.
Sit and wonder.
Sit and think. Because I would say that nothing would be ruled out of the realm of possibility. Who knows?
Well, I guess you can do it here, but you're just finding that you're on that fine line of religion and biblical.
Sure, you are. Yeah, you're going to touch all those bases, dude. If
you better be ready
as you're sitting and wondering,
and you better be ready.
Yeah, because hey, you're going to touch them all.
Yeah,
you can't talk about any of that if you don't bring in the religious piece, right? A little bit of it.
Up until 20 years ago, that was where everybody thought it started.
Sure. And now,
they're debunking some of this.
Yeah, everything.
It's just like you and me. I could get a text message, or you could get a text message right now, and we could tell each other, and then on the way home call somebody, and then whenever we get home tell our wives, and that story would get twisted.
Sure it would. Yeah.
And I just don't see. Now, I'm not saying I don't believe in any of that stuff. I'm just saying that I have a hard time believing that it's not somewhat embellished.
I totally agree. How could it be? Because listen, any story or historic things, you have facts, right? But they're passed down.
Yeah.
And in any story that, like the game of telephone, right?
Yeah,
it's always going to be a little bit different at this end than what it was where it started. There's always going to be somebody's going to come in and twist the narrative a little bit. I think
they see it different.
And it may not even be on purpose.
Yeah, they see it different.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that they purposely twisted it.
Right.
I'm stating that, in the handoff, if this has all been done thousands of times, right, or however that all has played out, to my knowledge, back then they didn't have pen and paper. So this was all written down, 1,000 years later.
Sure. Yeah. That's the thing. Excuse me.
I'm thinking
it had to be like passed down with like oral tradition and stuff like that.
Sure.
And to me, it's very interesting to hear these different theories, in my opinion, because it's almost like, well, that'd be cool if that's the case. It's cool that they've already done all this, or like an alien civilization, or what. Possibilities are endless.
Did we come from monkey? Did monkey come from us?
Yeah.
You go look at a gorilla.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's as close to a human being.
Sure. Yeah.
as anything I've ever seen.
Yeah, look at them when they're babies.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. You know, it's funny, depending on what you're reading about or who's talking about it or whatever, I always find myself believing like, man, that makes sense. Like at the time that the dude's talking or that guy's presenting it, I always find myself kind of being like, that could happen. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But then the next guy starts talking, he starts, I'm like, makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense too. Yeah. You know, so I don't know, man. I mean, I admire these people that dedicate their lives to studying that.
I admire the people that have an end in sight, because I don't see how you could dive into that world and never answer a question.
See, that's the way I think. It would seem to me, and what I always wind up doing is just spinning in circles.
Yeah,
I can't get anything definitive.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
but I admire these people that continue to push and try to figure it out. So
yeah,
you know,
and some of these guys have devoted their entire life.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
They have gotten consumed by it.
Yeah,
and I enjoy those. I enjoy Paul Stamets.
Yeah,
on there. He's the mycologist, the mushroom guy.
Yeah, I really enjoyed his.
I think there's some validity to the fungus.
I thought that was incredibly interesting, using that for medicinal purposes and things.
Well, they think that it's even. I mean, there's a guy that you could probably sit down and argue. He would argue with you that man came from mushroom.
Oh yeah. I mean, that was a very interesting pod. That's something that
go back and listen to his first one.
Oh, see, I haven't seen that one.
He wore a hat that was made out of mushrooms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's been on at least twice, maybe 3 times.
Yeah.
His first one is in my top 5 of Rogan. Mike Tyson's first and second one are in my top 5.
Yeah, I liked it, both of those.
Yeah. What do you think of him fighting Jake Paul?
I wonder if it's going to happen, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, guys, we got to pay the bills. Let's talk about AP Prep and how you look them up at apprep.info. You go in there. If you got a child and they need performance training, that's one of the things that they offer. And it's simple. Their performance training, it drives their athletes to seize full genetic potential. And first of all, they're going to assess your kids' overall balance, their mobility, their hand-eye coordination, their foot speed, understand all their body mechanics, their output, their strength, everything. Look them up, apprep.info. All the info's there. You'll see it. Then they got a boxing class for the adults. It's $10, or you can join by the month. These workouts, you can burn up to 1,000 calories an hour. So, guys, you can't beat it. Look it up. I know it's a drive over there. It's a good time for you and your kid. You'll love it. Do some good bonding time. apprep.info. Look them up.
I think he'll take Paul out, dude.
Do you?
I do. I think Jake's getting a little bit scared.
I haven't paid much attention to social media to see what they're doing. Man,
I don't know, though, man. Jake Paul's kind of a freak. I mean,
hey, he's good.
Yeah. I mean,
now that's Mike Tyson. Now, Mike Tyson is what, 58? Yeah, he's like 58.
Yeah, or older.
Yeah, I think it's 58 versus 28.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man.
It all comes down to whether Tyson can get a hold of him.
Yeah, I think with those old guys.
I think it's going to be a knockout, one way or another, probably.
Boy, I think I'll cry if he knocks Mike Tyson out.
That would be sad.
That would be very sad.
But I'll tell you what, man, that would be hard to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think the Tyson, dude, this isn't like, you're not fighting some guy that, like, you're not fighting, and no disrespect to the little guys that have fought. And
Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, listen though, man. This dude here is deadly. He hits you, you're going down. Yeah. I mean, even if he's 58.
I wasn't overly impressed with the Roy Jones fight. I thought they looked old.
Yeah, I did too. I thought it was bad. And I didn't like the effort that went into that fight.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't know what we're going to see in this one. I mean, is this more of an exhibition type deal? Or, Jake Paul's going to come out throwing haymakers probably.
I think he'll stand back and see what Tyson's got. I think he's going to sit back and wait on and see if Tyson's
wear him out a little bit, or okay,
yeah.
See what he's dealing with.
See what he's dealing with, and then he'll judge him up. Now Tyson might just swarm him and catch him off guard right off the bat.
Well, that's what Tyson can do, man.
Yeah.
I have a hard time believing he can't still do that. I know he's old, but he's got that instinct.
Yeah.
And I've got to believe he can still swat I don't know.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I mean, I think it's. Yeah, I can't wait.
I wouldn't want to fight him.
Oh no!
But now, if you're a 28-year-old guy that knows how to handle himself, which Jake Paul does,
yep.
I mean, like here's the other thing that people say. I mean, Jake Paul no longer is like this internet sensation.
He's no longer on Nickelodeon.
That is a joke of a fighter, dude. Hey, the guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows how to box.
Yeah. I mean, he is legit,
and he's big enough. He's got enough power.
Yes,
he's got some power punches, man. I mean,
he's
6'1",
he's legit,
6'2",
man. Yeah, it's not like some kind of a hoax fight, and that's what I think people make the mistake of. Is they're just like they want to clown on Paul and all this stuff, and I get it. He's hateable in this scenario, but
he's Christian Leitner.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I would argue that they're discounting the skill that the man has.
Yeah.
Because I think he's a skilled fighter.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, that point used to be debated a lot. I don't necessarily think that's up for debate now. Do you?
No.
I mean, I think the guy, like, it's not a joke. He's a legit fighter.
I don't think you're even having this conversation if he's not.
Right. That's why. Well, he's not fighting Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be. I mean, I've went out.
Tyson must have a small bit of respect for him, or he'd have never taken the fight. Yeah.
I've went out and played like I go back to like pickup games of basketball, and like now maybe I wasn't in great shape then, or maybe whatever, but like I can remember playing with young dudes.
Oh yeah.
And there was a big difference.
Oh, that's the thing. I mean, here's the deal, because we just got done saying that Paul has some skill, correct?
Oh yeah.
He's also 30 years younger, and man, there's nothing on earth that can make up for that, dude.
Yeah, I don't care how much juice they put old
Father Time is fucking undefeated, dude.
Yes.
yeah. And you're not going to. There's certain challenges that you can't overcome, and age is one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, and look, Tyson stayed in great shape. I mean, I'm not saying that. I would go as far as to say it doesn't matter. 58 and 38 are different.
Oh, they're different. Yeah.
And 28. I mean, they're different. There's 30 years difference, and it matters.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome to watch.
Well, I mean, it'll be fun.
You going to watch
else. Well, yeah, if I can, man, I'll be all over that.
Yeah.
Prater having us out.
Oh yeah, Curdy will have it.
Okay.
He'll probably have that one. I mean, he's mainly UFC. But
yeah, I was going to say he's more of a UFC guy. But
yeah.
Well, we might have to call Massey.
He does have that movie theater.
Well, I like watching those at Massey's house.
Do you?
I do. I've been there a time or two, and I you know what? I let's just say it now. Hey, Scott, we're coming to your house to watch that.
To watch,
fight.
yes. Yeah. Well, big party, chubby party.
Yeah, go ahead and get Hickey over there. And, we can
Yep.
get Rack and all the boys over there.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
You're having the party, Scott. We appreciate that.
Speaking of Massey, old fatty, he's got a appointment at the Bod Pod tomorrow. And he's going for 15%.
Really? Is he just doing this for shits and giggles, or is is that man putting himself in another contest?
He has put himself through hell.
So this is just him battling himself, seeing if he can get down to 15%.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody has seen Scott Massey.
I've seen him, man. He looks great.
He looks unbelievable.
Yeah, he does.
I got to give him credit.
Yeah, I'll tell you, man. I mean, that guy, it was a couple of those contests ago that you guys had. He just bought in, and man, he's not looked back, has he?
Now he did. So the first one was like in 2018 or 19.
Yeah.
And he took it serious, and it sparked an interest. And he and I both, and we battled it out. That was whenever he brought down Prater, and they did the salt tabs, and they did
that
the
was awesome.
Body
that
suits.
was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
And he looked like he was going to die.
Yeah, he looked like, and he didn't look near like he does now.
No, boy.
And then he gained weight again.
Did he? After
Oh yeah. He got back up. And the original first one was when me and him and Bo Kearns went at it, and Bo won it.
Yeah.
And I beat Massey that time. I always like to throw that out there, and I will forever throw that out there.
Right. He's not undefeated.
He's not undefeated. The man is, he's not immortal.
No.
Okay. He's very beatable.
Yeah.
Now I haven't beat him the last two.
Yeah.
But so then he gained his weight back, and he went back so then we started again a year ago.
Yeah.
And boy, he got in it last January, and he's been in it.
He never looked back. Nope. Of course, I would argue you haven't either. Like both of you guys, you used to kind of balloon back up and need another contest. Hell, you guys are both staying in shape now. No, you're not, dude. Dude, you guys are working out regularly.
Yeah, I'm not near as happy with myself as bad as he is.
Well, I mean, my God, that man looks, I can't imagine. I mean, he's taking it to the next level. He's really watching his diet, obviously.
He works out at 4:30.
Yeah.
He boxes. Yeah. Then he drives to Waverly, and he lifts in the morning till like 7.
Okay.
And then he goes to work.
Yeah.
And he was telling me the last like 2 weeks he's been going with his weightlifting trainer, which is not AP, it's Letha over at SNS.
Yeah.
And he's been doing reps until what do they call it?
To failure.
Failure, yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, if I'm not at 15% tomorrow, he said I quit because he has absolutely put his body through hell.
Is he ready to slow it down a little bit?
No, I wouldn't say that, but I mean. He did send me a text tonight, and he said, "I'm fortunate enough in some ways that like my family's gone. I have time."
Yes,
he's like, "There's no way I could have been this dedicated to still raise a family."
Right. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It is tough, I mean, it's tough. I stay.
Well,
active.
I'll tell you what, man. What I've found is, in order to get something done with your body, like any kind of exercise or something,
morning.
You almost got to do it before everybody else is up, dude. Like, I think that might be the only way it works. No, that's not true. That's not true. But, man, I'll tell you, that has worked for me better than anything else. If you get up an hour before anybody else does and get that done for the day.
I've been riding my bike.
Really?
Before, and then just be back by like 9:30.
And boy, I'll tell you, it's hard for me to do. I used to always think I was a morning person, right?
We used to have coffee at 7 a.m.
I used to think I was, man. I'm not.
You're not?
I think I might be more productive. I might be a night owl. I find myself wanting to sit down sometimes at 11 o'clock, 11:30 and get something done.
A workout?
No. That's something I should think about probably.
Yeah,
I mean, like just work
or
something like
a project or
sit down. Yeah, but I've got to reprogram myself though. I got to get these mornings right again.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, to a person, and tell me if you found this. Most successful individuals at X, at whatever, I don't care. Man, it seems like they're up out of bed early.
I would agree. I have not known
either that or they're weird and they stay up really late.
Yes.
Like they are up when most people are asleep. Is that fair?
Either one side of the coin or the other.
Yeah. Do you see that or not?
Yeah. I'll use Massey. Massey's up every day at probably 3:30, 4:45.
That's unbelievable, dude.
Now
what times he go to bed?
Probably 10.
He couldn't go to bed much later than that.
How much deep sleep do you get?
I've been doing real well with that lately. And I've been getting 3.5 to 4 hours
of deep sleep.
Yes.
On your watch?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I get like 18 minutes.
I know. Well, I'm lying to you. I've had a few nights.
I was going to say that you ought to feel like $1 million.
I do when I have this. But I have been averaging probably around an hour to an hour and 20. That's a lot.
That's a lot of deep sleep.
I've felt pretty good.
Yeah, man, deep sleep. If you can get some solid hours of deep sleep, but going back to your point, I haven't known anybody, any CEO. I haven't known any highly successful guy or girl that isn't up at least by 6.
Right. I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting at, dude. And I've always been one of those people that like, well, if all these successful people do it, I should probably do that too.
But I also like to sleep.
But I love to sleep.
I sleep the best in the mornings, I've noticed.
Well, that's the way everybody is. Jesus, I wish I could sleep like Man, there are some mornings that alarm starts going off at 5:30 or whatever, and I swear to God, like I've never been more comfortable in a bed in all my life.
Yeah.
I could sleep like that for another 6 hours, I'll bet.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've never let myself do it, or I can't because we got to get kids to school and do all that. And if I want to go and do what I want to do, I got to get it done.
Yep.
And what I've found is, and my cousin told me this a long time ago, and he's a big runner.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, well, here's what you got to know. Once you take the first step, you got it whipped. It's over.
Yeah.
He's like, so what you got to do, just get up and go. Take the first step. Every day ain't going to feel good, but it's done. Once you take that first step, it's done.
Boy, what an accomplished day you feel like when you get it out of the way.
Well, you feel like you've earned that cup of coffee or something, man.
Mindy and I talk about this a lot. I'm one of those people that, like, at the end of every day, I have to feel like I've accomplished something. Like, almost to a fault.
Really?
Yeah, like...
You put a lot of pressure on yourself as far as that goes?
Yeah, and I don't know why, but...
It's just in you.
Yeah, it's just in me. I mean, every day, if I have not done much, then I will do something in the evening to justify my existence.
Yeah. Well, at my most productive, which is not right now, at my most productive that I am, like when I'm talking, and I'm talking work-wise, being a dad, life.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I am clicking, then, I mean, I'm not having problems getting up in the morning.
Me, yeah.
Yeah. Like it's...
When shit's rolling, shit's rolling.
Yeah. And I find myself every now and then having to recalibrate.
Oh, yeah, I just did.
Like, you know what? It's time to kick yourself in the ass. You're getting a little bit lazy. Let's
you're either getting lazy or like you said, unengaged.
Right. And it's easy. And in my opinion, it's a constant battle with that. And you can talk about that, like, and that goes to people's careers, that goes to your family life, that goes to everything, I think. Like, every now and then you just got to recalibrate and say, all right, hey, damn it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's get back at it here.
Yeah. Hey, guys, let's pay some bills here. Tonight's show is brought to you by the Kelly Wiley Group of Keller Williams Excel Realty. I tell you, we all know Kelly, and we all know the group down at Kelly Wiley Realty, and I'm telling you, you won't find a better class of people to deal with. A verifiable fact, something that I found very interesting. They are the #1 real estate agency in Southern Ohio, and it doesn't shock me. I tell you, there's 180 different items that a home buyer and a home seller must do whenever you buy or sell a house. The Kelly Wiley team is great at all of them. They will help you out from start to finish. They have some of the most up-to-date processes and systems that you can possibly dream of. You're going to love the whole entire experience. So if I were you, I would give those guys a call at 740-577-3795. That's 740-577-3795. Or you can also look at all of their inventory at kellywiley.group.com. I can't.
And for me, it would help. It helps me to get up, even if I don't do anything. If I get up,
get moving
early, have a cup of coffee, read something, do something, and then, like, to your point, like, you at the end of the day, you start saying, all right, what did I accomplish today? When I've been doing good, I can always sit there and say to myself, like, all right, how was today? Did I get better?
Yeah.
Or did I get worse?
Yeah.
What did we do today?
Well, what's the old saying? If what you did today seems like, or what you did yesterday seems like a lot, then you ain't done much today.
Ain't done much today. Yeah, that's exactly right.
And I love that.
Yes. Well, I mean, you've got to, man, I mean, guys like us, I just know your personality. I know you know how I am too. Like, we just can't, we're not very good at being immobile.
Oh, no.
Or at being just doing nothing.
I can't.
I mean, like, like if I go a whole day, right, and I'm supposed to be working, right? I don't know why it always comes back to work. It's just the easiest example.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there at 1:00 in the afternoon. I ain't really accomplished much. I find myself getting antsy.
Yeah.
Like, well, what do I need to do here? I got to do something. I've not moved the needle at all today.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Did it get me or did I get it?
Yeah. Well, and that's what I've been trying to do now is like, all right, well, maybe I'm not going to win today with my work or whatever. Maybe I'm not going to win. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go exercise.
Or win being a dad.
Yeah. Or I'm going to go pick up the kids and we're going to go do something like that.
Yeah, I'm with you there. As long as I feel good about something.
I got to get better about that though.
Mm-hmm. As long as I'm good about something.
Right.
You know, that's all I really care about. Yeah, and it's like I said, almost to a fault.
Oh, I think it is a fault to me. Like, I don't know where we ever came up with this, man. And maybe it goes back to our Western Southern roots. Maybe it goes back to just the way we are. I don't know. But I get frustrated a lot of times. I feel like I'm the type of person that so much of my happiness or whatever in life is focused on whatever my career is.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, why?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? You know, like I'm glad that I'm motivated and stuff. I try to be. I don't ever want to go back to the way certain things were. You know, I want to try to stay at it. But there's a part of me that thinks, man, am I focusing on the wrong things?
Well,
I mean, do you ever go there? Like, okay, man, we all, I mean, I don't know, man, everybody we hang out with to a man, like nobody cares what anybody else does for a living, but like, we all kind of know that, well, I mean, I don't know what that guy does, but I guarantee he's hucking and bucking.
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But why is that?
Why is it that we huck and buck?
Yeah.
Well, I think we come from an era and, our parents and we're trying to give it to our kids, but you take pride in what you do.
You think so?
So if you're going to put your name on something, I think you're going to take pride in it.
If you're going to do it, you might as well do it right.
Yeah,
any job worth doing is worth doing
until
well.
you become unengaged.
Right.
Now, I can honestly say I have not been I just walked away from a 20-year career.
Sure. But towards the end of that, you were miserable.
I was absolutely miserable. I'd been telling you that for how many years?
Absolutely.
This is stupid.
And you know what? That's no way to operate either.
No, and so what I had to do with myself is just say, okay, don't let one thing determine your happiness.
No.
No. I was perfectly happy in everything else of my life except for that portion.
Yeah.
So guess what you do? You throw that some bitch in the trash.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And dude, we've all been there and done that. I mean,
well, I don't. Hey,
I'm doing it right now, dude. I'll just admit, I've been in a career for the last 2 or 3 years. That, man, the last year has just. I mean, it has been awful. Mm-hmm. But you just kind of, you go and you do it, and that's
it'll get better.
Do. But then, you get to the point where you're like, all right, now, God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take action.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, when that action is taken, I'll probably feel a hell of a lot better.
You'll be jazzed back up again.
Well, that's what I mean. Sometimes you need a reset, just like with you in the insurance business. Mm-hmm. It ain't like you got to be an insurance guy to have to feel validation in life. Yeah, you've already found something new that you like 100 times better.
Well, yeah. If anything, that was taking all the validity away from me.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's a fine line. Mm-hmm. Like, you get very career focused and driven, but then when that career's just not really lighting that fire, then what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
like you said, you just got to throw it away, find something else.
Too many people get hung up. I've never understood this. I mean, we talked about Smalley.
Yeah.
I mean, how in the hell could you go at something and say, other than your wife and your children, and say, forever?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, I almost feel bad. I talk to people all the time. That's what you guys like you and I do. And I don't hate them or I'm not mad at them.
Right.
But I almost feel like bad because I'm like, you do understand that you don't have to feel that way.
No. Free yourself.
Yeah. I mean, check the box.
You know what a lot of it comes down to, though, Pudge, and this is going to make us both sound extraordinarily arrogant, and that's not my intent.
I'll let you say it, dude.
Yeah, it's not my intent. A lot of it comes down to, though, you have to develop at some point along your career path, your dad path, whatever. You've got to develop some form of confidence in yourself and your abilities to where it's like, okay, you know what? I'm kind of tired of doing this.
Yeah, but I know I
I don't like these circumstances. I know that I can do this somewhere else, and I can apply myself in a different, path and still be successful.
Yeah.
And I think too many people are too afraid to get out. Like, it's comfortable for them. Like, well, man, I've been working there 20 years, bud.
I mean, can't leave that.
Yeah, I got all this. I got that. And I get it, man.
And if that makes you happy, then
that's
stay
great.
there.
That's great.
Yeah, then stay there.
My soul is not that. I'm a free bird, I guess. Like,
too.
I just am not one of those. I don't live well in a cage, and I don't.
But though, you get anywhere other than small town rural America, and that's accepted.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Know,
I mean, here I think people take a lot of pride in. Hey, man, there's a shit ton of people our parents' age. Okay, that generation. I mean, dude, they retired from the first job they took when they got out of high school or college.
My dad was
bud.
46 years in the same spot.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And that's, you know what?
I'd have burned it down if I could.
But you know what? I look at that and I think, my God, that's the way it ought to be. That's outstanding.
Yeah, good for this.
I can't. Dude.
I've wondered how, Dad, 46 years in the same plant.
Yeah.
Plant.
He must have liked it. Or he just put up with it.
Or he compartmentalized it.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe he's smarter than both of us, and these people are. I'm sure he probably is, but maybe he was the guy who's like, it's my job. Yeah, it's a job. I go do it, and then I go home.
Yeah,
and I hunt, and I have a family.
When I leave the parking lot, it's over.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow, I know that,
and I'll be there. It'll be there tomorrow when I get back.
They'll pay me when I need it.
We've never. Me and you are both guilty, and a lot of these things. We're living it, dude. We've never been able to be like, I piss on it.
I have to be convicted.
Me too.
I have to be convicted in what I'm doing. Like what I'm doing now with the solar energy and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. I talk to you about it all the time.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's lit you on fire.
Yeah. I love it. Especially with the coal miner background. And I'm all in.
Yeah.
And I'm that way.
And you're one that, and I'm my observation, and I feel like I'm pretty much the same way a lot. You have got to be passionate about what you're doing.
Oh yeah, if not, I'm
out. Or you're going to make yourself miserable.
Well, jeeping for joy.
Yeah, you'll make yourself miserable if you're not passionate about it, right?
Yeah, I was passionate about it for years,
and then you weren't,
and then I wasn't. Yep. Yeah, and whenever that fire gets put out, you just need to be self-aware.
Now, is it our job? I mean, to get philosophical here, is it our job to keep that fire going?
No, I don't think
so. Or do you just gotta know? Do you just know when to hold them, know when to fold them, man? I mean, is that what it comes down to?
I think as long as it doesn't come at the cost of anybody or anything else, I think you're fine.
Well, first, you can't make an irrational decision. It's got to be thought through. You can't put your family in jeopardy. Nope. But other than that, I don't see why you're not allowed to be happy. Pursue something you're going to go at hard, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, no, you owe it to yourself.
Well, I agree. And I don't think that, it's never a good time. People be like, if I got another year, then I'll do. No, you know what? Just do it now.
Do it now.
If you're going to do it, because it's going to be the same. And honestly, if you're thinking about doing it, you should probably do it.
You should have already done it.
You should have already done it. Yeah. Because what you're doing now is you're delaying action that's just going to slow everything down.
And you're disservicing who you're working for.
Yep.
And I mean...
And your family and everybody else.
Employers and jobs nowadays are meant to be a coordinated ensemble.
Absolutely.
And... at the time that there's friction or it's just like, the insurance business, there was things happening. Like I told you, if I had to stay until 55 in order for Gibson to get the agency.
Right.
Okay. Right. That just didn't sit well with me.
Well, you're sitting there looking at it and you're like, man, that's pretty good climb uphill yet.
Yeah. And I mean, there was just, so it wasn't adding up. No. And
if it doesn't add up to you, that equation will never work.
It makes sense. Yeah. So you you just have to be aware of where you are in that equation. Or like if your boss called you and said, "What did you do today to help the company?" Could you give him an answer?
Yeah, I don't know.
And if you couldn't, then I don't know.
Well, don't you think you could look to a date? And I'm sure it was much before when you left, and like me too with my last job here. I knew probably a year ago that I needed to
look.
Yeah.
I
make a change. So it wasn't any kind of dramatic decision. It wasn't quick.
Yeah.
And that's the same way you were with insurance.
Yeah.
It didn't come up on you overnight.
No.
I mean, you knew for a long
probably 2 years, 3 years.
And probably then after you did it, you probably looked back and said, well, God damn it, I should have done it 2 years ago. Yeah. But you don't, and you're probably glad you didn't because of certain things. You get,
everything happens for a reason.
It times up. Everything times up right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But, I tell you, I look at myself and I'm just like, boy, that was a ballsy move.
Yeah.
I don't regret one.
I'll tell you, I've done
minute.
Anything that has been worth anything.
Yeah,
I've taken a ballsy move.
Yeah, you have to
done it.
Yeah,
and if, you know what, I could have just stayed there and been miserable, or done whatever. I mean, I've done this 10 times in my life.
Mm-hmm.
You could stay, you could be miserable, and you could slog along. But I'm telling you what, man, I'm not going to give you a medal for that.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
that's like a participation.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, get out there and go do what you want.
And man, I mean, and thanks to you and some of our other friends, but I didn't realize the opportunities that were outside.
Well, dude, you've been in insurance your whole career.
20 years. Yeah.
So you're probably feeling pretty refreshed.
Oh my God.
I'll never forget how I felt. Like first time I'm working, doing this other stuff. I'm like, oh, there are other jobs out there other than
go find whatever it is that you like. I don't care if it's fishing lures.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, I don't know. It's tough because then where you're geographically located. And
well, we're a little unique in the fact that we're in sales. So there's the world's.
There's guys that wouldn't do
all
that.
Kinds. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, there's guys
but there's a lot of opportunity in different types of sales jumping around, and which is not there in other careers. So I get that. But,
yeah.
But I mean, my message would be, hey, fucking do it.
Yeah.
Eat the cake.
And you're 50.
I'm 50, dude.
I'm 43.
I'm 50. I'm starting a new venture. Same thing, but new venture.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm all for it. Hell, I don't feel 50. I mean.
No, hell.
I mean, I'm going to be working the next 15, 20 years anyways, probably.
Might as well be happy.
Yeah, I might as well enjoy what the fuck I'm doing.
That's what I saw.
Ain't no sense in being miserable. Well, hey, man, what else we got? That was a pretty good pod.
That was.
We solved a lot of problems there.
It was an hour.
Yeah. If you guys are having any questions, just call us.
Yeah. The Chubby
So
counselors.
listen, here's the deal. Just quit your fucking job. You'll be fine. Yeah. Don't worry about it. And roll on.
We got next week.
Yeah.
Did I tell you about Alpha Gal?
Yeah.
Joel Wood and Alpha Gal coming on.
Yeah.
That'll be a good one.
Joel's
about died.
Yeah,
I thought obesity was going to get him, but it's Alpha Gal.
I'm anxious. I don't even know anything about
now
it.
he can't even drive his damn car.
Really?
Because it's leather.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, Wood
is a mess.
He's a mess, man.
I can't wait to talk to him.
Oh, I've been giving him hell.
Oh.
Yeah, Wood he got bit by, it's either a chigger or a tick.
Damn.
And that's how you get it. And now if like anything animal product, anything, his throat swells shut.
Man, that sucks.
Oh yeah, I don't mean to laugh, but I've been like he can't.
Should we have a paramedic on deck here?
Well, listen, like he can't cook an egg in a skillet that's had a steak or something animal in it, chicken.
Oh,
now he can't eat chicken and fish, but anything like I'm saying like a hoofed animal.
I'm anxious to hear. The man can't eat pork and steak.
No.
Oh my!
He can't even be in the, like if the wind was blowing off the grill, He might die.
Man, that's life changing. I can't wait to hear that.
And you know how Wood is. He goes.
He
deep.
loves to cook too, man. I mean, I'd say that's going to be hard on that gentleman.
And he loves to go deep.
Oh,
he
yeah.
takes a deep
Hey,
dive.
we're taking a deep dive.
Yeah,
with Wood.
alpha gal.
Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, so tune in.
Like, subscribe.
Chubbies, we appreciate
Come here
you.
and record a podcast if you'd like. Get a hold of us.
We're not ready yet, but we're getting
Yeah,
there. By the
yeah.
time this one comes out,
Yeah.
So, look us up. See.